Cherry pickers. You're supposed to be picking cherries, not eating. Okay.
Hello everyone.
Hello everyone.
Welcome to Tim and Rina's Italian Lifestyle channel on YouTube.
Ciao tutti. Today I'm making chocolate cake with cherries, and I'm already start fitting these cherries that we just picked.
Look at these wonderful cherries that we got from our neighbor's cherry tree. Oh my God. Reminder, if you like this channel, and we do want to grow this channel, please help us. If you haven't subscribed already, please click the button down there.
Please help us out. We need your help. Fitting cherries. Oh, I can say that, that word. If you're going to remove the seeds or deep eating, make sure you have your apron on, or uh, or wear your clothes that it's not not fancy, because in case the stain will be all over there. Oh, yeah, the stain. Look, it's flying all over the kitchen. And I think that should be enough, because I'm not making big cake, because it's only two of us. I just want to share this recipe for you, because it's the cherry season. So get ready. So the cherries are already pitted, and now I'm ready to put it in a pan. I'm going to cook it for about 2 minutes. I don't want to cook it like jam. I just want to soften it. And let me switch on the heat as well. But I want it still intact, still a whole cherry. So in order to start the cooking process, I'm going to add just a drop of water. So it doesn't get burned. It was a drop. And now I'm going to add sugar. This is tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of sugar, about 50 grams. And also I'm adding cornstarch, because I want it to be a little bit thicker, the cherries. And just stir it. Okay, now look at that. This took me 2 minutes just to soften the cherries. I really do not want it to disintegrate. It's still whole. Because remember, this is still going to be cooking inside the cake. I'm using the same plate. And now I'm going to leave this to cool, and that will give me time to do the preparation for the cake. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, this is, a little bit hard. Chopping chocolate. Dark chocolate is very important for this cake. I think this is 90% really. It's really dark. Chocolate is dark. 9 out of 10 likes chocolate. The other one is light. So I'm putting the chocolate in a bowl so then we can melt it. Melt it over with hot water.
That's what you call a bain marie, right? Or a water bath.
Yeah, water bath or bain-marie. Bain-marie. So the chocolate I'm using here for measurement this is slightly over 4 ounces. It's 100 grams, this block. here, just waiting. There it is. It starts melting already. Just let it do in its own melting method, its own way. Don't have to stir it, or you want. So tempted to lick my finger. But now, while the chocolate is melting, let me do the egg. I'll separate the egg yolk and egg white. Now this is my way of separating egg. One, start with the other bowl first, and then I'm just picking it by my hand, the egg yolk. In there, and this is for the egg white because we need it. We're going to mix it separately. Okay, now the chocolate is melted. Let me just move it away from the heat. So that's it. Leave it to cool. Well, it's give me time to do all the eggs.
Go ahead.
Last 2 eggs. We have 5 eggs here. This recipe needs 5 eggs for 100 grams of dark chocolate. Last one. If you have gadget, remove separating the egg yolks from the white. That's fine to use. Or if you have other way of separating them. But this is the way I do it. Now this chocolate cake doesn't have no sugar, no butter, no flour. So if you want, you can use the bigger tin for thin cake, and you can use the smaller one for a little bit thicker. So then before we do that, we line the bottom of the cake tin. So I have the paper here. I put the same, and I'm folding it in a half, folding it again, and another one. And I'm going to measure from the middle through the edge of the cake tin. And I hope you can see. No? And you have the lining. You've got the lining. And there. And just to make sure that we can remove the cake without any problem, any trouble, we put some butter all around the edges, all around the sides of the cake, not the bottom because it's got the lining. I just use my hand. It's easier for me to do that. If you have pastry brush, it will be more easier, but I don't have it. I use my fingers. So there we go. So we have it, and forget the lining. Don't forget the lining. So we can remove it easily with the lining. That's it. Now let me come back to my cake. Beat the egg yolk first with your whisk or fork, but preferably whisk. This is basically 2 ingredients if I'm not adding the cherries, but because it's a cherry season, I'm adding the cherries. But I made this cake with just 2 ingredients, chocolate and eggs. And the best way to do this, add the egg yolk to the chocolate rather than the other way around. And it's nicer actually when you add the egg yolk to the chocolate when it's still a little bit warm, because it mixes all the way, mix better. It makes easy. And also you do not want to add the egg yolk when the chocolate is still very hot, because we do not want to cook the we simply don't want to cook the egg yolk into the chocolate. So that's warm. That's okay. By the time I add the eggs, the temperature will completely change. So mix again. Changing already. Getting thick. And don't waste any of those egg yolk. Very shiny. Ooh, so tempting. Wow. And this will be lightened up by the egg white, which I'm about to whisk them. The cake is done. Ready? It's sure ready. It really is ready. For sure it's ready. So now we can add the white, egg white to the chocolate and egg yolk mixture. And this will give volume as well as will lighten up the chocolate. Start with half, half of the egg white, and just keep folding it until you get the mixture nice and light. And now add all the rest of the egg whites. And just again folding. Looks very good already. Here we go. I'm ready to put it in a cake tin. I should probably use the bigger cake tin, but I want it a little bit thicker. So in goes cake. Oh yes, it's like foam. I leave this for the cook to lick later. And now here's the cherries. I'm going to add a cherry. Cherries. Of course, the cherry is going to sink at the bottom of the cake.
Move the cake tin over towards the window, yeah.
I'm dropping it slowly because I want to have good pattern of cherries all around. Now this is going to the oven of 180 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes. I will check it on when it's on 30 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, wow, look at that. It's very high. But let me see. This must be checked because the cake is very thin, so it might take a little bit longer than 40 minutes.
Then.
Well, while the cake is cooling down, I'm going to make sauce. Be careful, guys. Here it is. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming down. 40 minutes. Now here is the beautiful cake, amazingly light because it's only because of the egg white, really. And no flour. And there it is, the shape, because it's very thick, very high. If you want, you can put this, the measurement I gave you, it's 5 eggs, 100 grams of dark chocolate. You can use a bigger tin, I'm repeating it again, if you want a thinner cake. This is 24 centimeters, and this is 17 centimeters. Let's see, so we can remove it to the plate. Move it to the plate. And the paper is still underneath it. I'll remove it later on. Now, while I'm waiting for the cake to cool before I can pack it in, I'm making my sauce, this cherry sauce. If you remember when we start the cooking, I cooked the cherries and I have the leftover here. And I add more cherries there in a pan. And I'm switching on the heat, and I'm putting the cherries back that I already cooked. And this will be the sauce. And remember, the chocolate cake doesn't have sugar, so if you want to add more sugar on your sauce or cream, is welcome to do that. Even if I didn't put sugar, it would have been okay. Okay. Let's see if we can remove paper underneath it. Oh, beautiful. Oh, yes. Oh, isn't that lovely? Look at the cherry sink at the bottom. So, let us see. Now, you can put frosting on the top if you want to put cream. Mascarpone is my suggestion. And if you want to add curd, cherry liqueur on the in the sauce. And that is the chocolate. And look at that, how soft it is. Bottom. And look at that. Look at that. Look, look, look. There's the cakes, very moist, super moist cake. And let's put the sauce over. Oh, my hand is shaking because I cannot wait to tuck in this chocolate cake with no sugar, no butter, no flour. So why do we have to suffer with this? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you for my next video. I hope you enjoy this beautiful, amazing cake. For me, it is amazing because it's only 2 ingredients and it's still very indulgent. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Decadent. Buonissimo.